Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's stream. This is leg 3 of the Kangaroo tour, which means it's the morning of day 2. Our passengers have had a lovely Italian breakfast in their hotels and have made their way to the airport where they're ready to board. And today, on today's flight this morning, we are flying from Rome to Beirut in Lebanon. So let's jump on board the aircraft. We got to get the APU up and running. There's no ground power available, so we're going to have to do everything off batteries, which we don't want to do. So we'll get the APU going, and then we can get ourselves set up, and we'll take a look at the route. There we go. So we'll turn the aircraft on. The batteries are on, and we're going to get the APU up and going. So we're waiting for the door to open, and we'll hit start. It's going to start to crank up, and we'll just leave it like that until she's going and we get the power up and running. So what is the route for today? Let's take a look. Bring up the Navigraph chart, and we'll take a look at the map. So basically, we're going to fly out of Rome. We're going to head down southeast across Italy here, out over the Adriatic, just touch the bottom of Greece as we head southwards. We're going to overfly Crete and then overfly Cyprus before we come in and land here at Lebanon. Excellent, we got power. So that's the route. It's about 2 hours 40 minutes air time, so about 3 hours and 10 minutes total. And as per usual on my flights, once we're up in cruise, I have some entertainment laid on, hopefully to keep you all enjoyed for the flight. So now that that's up and running, let's see if we can get some ground services here. I doubt there's going to be any. Actually, there won't be any because there's nothing out there. So we're not going to bother at the moment. So let's start getting the aircraft set up and then we can go from there. So, parking brake is, I'm not sure what that weird clicking noise is. Parking brake is set, chocks have been removed, ground power unit is not connected, throttle levers are at idle, masters are at engine cutoff, ignition is normal, batteries are on, generator switches are on, external power is disconnected, power is being supplied by the APU, which is now, the bleeds are on. Get some air moving inside so we can get the adheres up and aligning. And we'll start getting some panel lights up. Sounds like a fan or something isn't quite working correctly. Thank you, Nick. Always the problem with having that monitor over there. It's a little bit out of sight and easy to forget. Alright, we'll get the E-cams up. Bring up the brightness on the MCDUs. Lower pedestal. Oh, that's what that is. Why is that doing that? Well, whatever it was doing, it stopped now. It was bizarre. The overhead panel up. Get the iPad up and going. Company info. There we go. And we can load in the flight plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, So the weather's good here, and the weather's pretty good in Lebanon. I'm not expecting any major issues with weather on the flight, so it should be a pretty uneventful trip as we head out. So fuel quantity looks fine. Everything's aligning. So let's start getting our passengers on board, and they can get settled in the back. So the weather currently here in Rome, we can come over here and look, is it says variable at 2. The actual MEDAR I've pulled says it is well, no, it's variable at 2. It's just changed. I've planned for runway 15, so that's what we're going to use. A few clouds at 3,000, broken at 5,000, 12 degrees, and QNH is 1011. We'll get that in on everything here. We are up on VATSim as well, although there's no ATC here. There is over at the main Rome airport, but that won't affect us for our departure. We're not going to have to request clearance, that's fine. De-icing is not an issue with the weather. Transponder is set on 7,000. TCAS, I'll turn on TARA. Put the crew oxygen on, arm the emergency lights. And we'll set up the FMC. We don't have to worry about a departure altitude. There are no restrictions on the departure, so we'll just put in our cruise, which today is flight level 350. So that is now in. No speed restrictions, and we will be flying the the SID out, which is the Ratir 6 Zulu. So we come down to the FMC here and start loading in our information. So we'll get our flight plan in. There we go. Flying from LIRA, which is Rome Campania Airport, to OLBA, which is Lebanon. Our alternate is OJAI, which is in Jordan. There's our flight number. Cost index 25 and flight level of 350. Our zero fuel weight today is 60.1 tons, and our center of gravity is 27. It's actually going to be 28.0 when we round up. So that's entered in. Our block fuel today is 10 tons. If we look up here, you can see we are now at 10 tons. Trip wind is expected to be a pretty hefty tailwind, actually. It will be a 74 knot tailwind. We'll get that in. So our fuel prediction has us 4.3 tons at our primary and 3.7 at our alternate, well within the parameters of what we are looking at. Flight plan, as I mentioned, we're going to go off runway 15 here. And it is off the Ratir 6 Zulu. We'll insert that. And the arrival is one of Nick's favorite. It's the RNAV for runway 21. RNAV runway 21, and we are going in on the I think it's Kukla 1 Romeo. Kukla 1 Romeo. There it is. And yep, via BA 417. So that is now in. So we come to our flight plan, take a look. Over to plan mode. So we're basically gonna fly out, make a right turn out to Ratir, and then we're going to don't know why it's got us going back to Ratir again.
Your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also be sure that the aisle
not
is
be
clear
doing that
down
a
so
second
that way
time.
other passengers can get by you.
That's better.
In an emergency exit row,
So then we go Rafi to T,
provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform
and then
these
from
actions.
T we head down.
If
This is
you're
where
not,
we're
please
going
let a
out
flight
across the
attendant know
Adriatic,
that we
across
can
Greece, that's Crete,
Now's the time to get out and
over to
back
Cyprus,
and text messages if you need to, but we ask that
and then
once
down
you
into the
start
approach. And it's a
away
pretty
any
straightforward
laptops
approach,
or
and given the
tablets.
weather
Thank you,
conditions we
and
have,
welcome
it's going to
aboard.
be probably a visual approach. So it shouldn't be any issues. Come over to our performance page now. Transition altitude for our departure is 6,000 feet. Thrust reductions are fine. It is a flaps 1 takeoff. And the trim setting for today will be 0.1 up. And we will be flexing to 46 degrees. So 44 is the minimum amount of D rate. So we're just slightly a little bit more than the minimum. So 137, 138, 142. There we go. Our V1, our rotation, and our minimum climb out speeds. So that's good. We're all set in the flight plan. It is looking very good. Everyone is coming on board. We'll get these set up. And now we're just kind of waiting. So Nick is over there. Unfortunately, once again, he is in a Airbus generic. Can't figure out why that keeps doing that. But we are in the Qantas livery here for this flight. And everything is coming aboard very well. So we seem to be in front of some large hangars here, probably aircraft maintenance facility, which is all good. So I've done a couple more flights in the CRJ now. I'm calling them training flights as I fly around England. The videos will be up next week. You'll be able to see it. I gotta say the abbreviated checklist that comes with it is much simpler to use than the tutorial checklist that you go through on your first flight, and that Gavin did the other day on the EasyJet SimPilot channel. Much easier to set up the aircraft. There are some things that are not listed there that you got to remember. Not too many, but there are a couple. But it is not too bad to fly. Kind of enjoying it. It is a short range, short run aircraft. So you don't want to, you're not going to set the autopilot when in cruise and go away for a couple hours. Flights are generally, 2.5 hours or less. But it is cool. It is something different. And for what I can see, again, except for the weather radar, which isn't quite properly modeled in the aircraft, or in the sim anyway, it is complete. All the systems are there. The approaches, the top of descent markers, glide path down to waypoints. It's really cool. A lot of fun to fly. Again, you just got to get used to the fact that it's a different aircraft and all the flows and everything are different.
We are ready to go when you are.
Alright, cabin is secured. Doors are all locked. So transponder is set and
Good morning,
on
ladies
standby.
and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 5556.
Put the beacon light
Our flight
on.
time will be roughly 2 hours. And
Emergency
41
lights
minutes.
are armed.
Please note the
FMC
cabin
is set
doors
up.
now
Departure
closed.
briefing.
We
We've
ask that
done.
you ensure that
Doors
all
are
devices
closed
in
and
airplane
locked.
mode and your larger devices
APU
are
is
now
online.
shut down
APU
and
bleeds
stowed.
online.
If you have not already,
APU
please
generators
fasten
are
your
up.
seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and
Fuel
locked
pumps are
position
now
when
on.
departure. Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all call. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Throttle levers are at idle. Engine area is clear. Let's call ground. And we'll get ready for the push. We're going to push tail left, and then we're going to taxi out through Alpha Golf, all the way Alpha, all the way up to runway 15.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Push him back.
We'll ignore the fact that we can't see a pushback, Doug. All right.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
All right, igniter's going on. Starting engine number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
I do want to
In
get
the event
behind
that
the line
seatbelt light
here.
is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen
Alright,
mask will
that
drop
should be
right
good.
in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the
So
mask
we
towards
will
you. Place
stop
it firmly
here.
over your nose and mouth and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe
Pushback
normally.
complete.
Although
Set
the bag
parking
is not
brakes,
inflated,
please.
Oxygen is flowing to the mask.
Parking brakes set.
If you are traveling
Roger.
with a child,
Okay, the
someone
tow
who
bar
requires
is
assistance,
disconnected
keep
and
your
the
mask
equipment
first
is
and then
clear.
assist
We will
others.
see on the
Keep
left
your mask on
side with
until
the
a member
pin.
of the
Thanks,
crew
and you can
advises
disconnect and go to hand
safety
signals.
Thanks.
In the
Have a good
unlikely
flight.
event of
See
a
you
water
later.
landing, a life vest is located in a pouch
All right,
under
so
your
good
seat
start
under
on
your
engine
armrest.
number 1, starting
When
engine number
instructed to
2.
do so, open the plastic pouch
And we're going to
underneath the
tune
vest. Flip it over your
122.8
head.
for
Wrap the
Unicom
straps around your
for
waist
when
and
we're ready
buckle
to
at the front.
taxi.
Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull
That
firmly
is
on
now
the red cord only when
inputted.
exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
There we go. We can hear the packs all kicking on from the engines. So we're looking pretty good here. We'll head back up to the front. We have a good start on engine number 2. So ignition will come off, APU bleed will come off, APU will come off. And engine status is all green. So before taxi checklists, probe and window heats will come on. Heading indicators and altimeters. Heading indicators are correct. Altimeters 1011 set and cross-checked, and 1011 is set on the standby. Radios and avionics. Radios set 122.8. Avionics are set. FMC and autopilot are set. Flight director is coming on. Auto brake to max. Flaps to 1. And trims and flight controls. So trim, as I mentioned, is 0.1 up. Just a slight up. And flight controls. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full forward. Full back neutral. Full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Flight control is done. There is no ATC. Taxi clearance not required. So taxi light will come on. And we are ready.
Traffic, Romer Wage 1053 at Bravo Bravo, line up and wait, runway 25.
Not sure what airport he was at, but he's kind of local in the area. Campino ground, Qantas 5556, taxiing to runway 15 via Alpha Golf, Alpha, and holding short at Alpha Alpha. Alright, so arm the spoilers, or the ground spoilers.
Traffic, Romer Wage 1053, take off runway 25.
A little bit of throttle, get ourselves moving here. Config check. And when we get down here onto Alpha, I'll ding the cabin and let them know to get themselves seated. And it looks like Nick's ready to go as well. Bit overcast here. But it should be good. There's no significant weather forecasted anywhere on our path. Hopefully the stream quality is a little bit better today. Last time I had some issues, and I know yesterday with Gavin's stream, he was having a lot of streaming issues. I was asking a few people around if they were seeing it, and they seemed to be. So he didn't report any actual issues on his end, so it seemed to be either YouTube or general internet lagginess.
Fiumicino traffic, Romer Wage 1053, passing 1,300 feet, climbing 4,000.
Some speed built up there. Again, this she tends to get away rather quickly if you don't watch it. So go to the charts. Those little taxiways there, not the big ones at either end, but the little intermediate ones are actually closed. Not sure if they're just closed to bigger traffic. Interesting point to put the
Romer Wage 1053, climb flight level 290 for Fiumicino traffic, just take off now.
Alrighty, so we're down here at the hold point. They had another one further back, but I did not see it on the charts. Alright, so the approach is clear. I don't see anyone on VATSim. So before takeoff checklist, parking brake is set, flight instruments have been checked, engine instruments checked, everything looks good. Takeoff data is set, 137 blue and 142 is magenta. That's our climb out, minimum climb out speed. Nav equipment is checked and everything looks good. Landing lights will come on. Taxi light to take off, and stop that. Strobe light. Strobe lights to auto. Pitot heat is confirmed on. De-ice not required. Transponder is on auto. Weather radar is on, and proximity warning is on. Cabin door is secured. And TCAS is set. We are good to go. Campino traffic, Qantas 5556 taking position runway 15. Alright, let's move out. We're on a little bit of a hill here. The approach is clear. There we go. Well, it was a good night in Rome last night, but it is time to leave. Campino traffic, Qantas 5556 departing runway 15 for the southeast. Alright. Engines to 40%.
Campino traffic, Qantas 2021 lining up after the departing company errors.
Brakes are off and throttle to flex. So man flex. SRS runway enabled. Knots. Ease the back on the forward pressure. End of the runway's coming up. V1 and rotate. See how that calculated right out to what we needed to take off. Pitching up. Gear up. Get it down to 15 so we can keep that climb going as much as we can, and making our turn to the right, out away from the hills. Throttle levers to climb. Flaps coming up. I do got to download the latest of the NX version just to see if they've fixed this flap issue. And autopilot's on. Accelerating. There we go. We're going to start climbing now. $250 knots. And 4,000 feet. Nice view of the south of Rome, the mountains there, the coast coming up. Look at the other way, you can see Rome laid out here. I think that's the Tiber River.
Gambino traffic, Qantas 2021, Rolling runway at 15, departure to the east.
Alright, looking very good. Back into the cockpit. So we're above, let's put that back over to QNH rather than QFE. And zoom out now. We're on our way out. And once we hit Reefy here, that will be our end of the SID. And we'll be on our way. See the mountains there that run down the central part of Italy?
We have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic
So
devices.
it's 10,000
This is
feet.
also a reminder to keep your
Bring the
seatbelt
lights
fastened
off.
throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the left point. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary
So we're now starting our acceleration
to our partners.
up to
Use the
290.
Wi-Fi to find out more information.
Nosing down slightly. See a little bit of cloud here. We got a little bit of weather. Looks like a little bit of rain there, but not too bad. So at 18,000 feet, we'll kick off the seatbelt signs, and everything will be good. So, climb levers are at climb. Autopilot is engaged. Taxi lights are off. We're on standard pressure. Landing lights are off. 18,000. Seatbelts will come off, or the seatbelt sign anyway. And we're just gonna keep climbing up to cruise level. Very nice day out here over the Italian coast. I think that's the main airport there. I won't even try to pronounce it. It starts with an F. I know that. But in a minute we're gonna hit that waypoint. And we'll make our turn to the southeast, come back over the Rome as we head towards Greece. As I mentioned, it's about a 2 hour 35, 2 hour 40-minute flight. The in-flight entertainment system is loaded up and ready to go. So we should have some good entertainment for you for the cruise portion of the flight. Going through a little bit of cloud there. Jump back on board, see where we are. So there's 18,000 feet. Seatbelt signs will come off. As we continue our climb out. So just looking at the ATC map here, Euro Control East is on, but we're going to be south of them, so they're not going to be a concern. Cairo control is on, but we're going to be north of them, going between Crete and Cyprus, so they're not going to be a concern. And that's about it at the moment. So as it stands, there's really no ATC that we have to worry about, but of course that does change and can change. So there's our left turn. We're now heading off towards back towards Italy itself. We're going to fly down the length of Italy and then come out, head towards Greece, fly down the west coast of Greece, as I mentioned, down to Crete, then head basically due east from Crete over to Cyprus, and then from Cyprus into Lebanon. That is the plan. There's 23,000 feet. And we're all looking good. It is nice to get back in here with the proper autopilot and auto throttles after doing a few flights in the CRJ. Probably be flying that a little bit more on shorter flights on some videos, and then once I get comfortable with it, I may start trying to use it on VATSim, maybe on some of the shorter European hops that Gavin does on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We'll see how that goes. Should be interesting. Just over 9,000 feet to go until we're in the cruise. Surprised we didn't pick up any ice going through those clouds. That seems to be Microsoft's thing. Whenever there's a cloud that you fly through, it smothers the airplane in ice. But we seem to be pretty good at the moment. It's definitely showing an overcast layer. It wasn't reporting clouds that high, so yeah, not even in the forecast, although it is supposed to be raining later today. Actually tomorrow, from about about 9 hours from now. So the current weather in Beirut, the winds are 280 at 6, scattered at 4,600, no significant weather. So it should be a nice arrival into Beirut. Here's back over the coast of Rome. So if anyone knows Rome, we're heading towards a small town called Calvi Risorta, and that's where we're going to make our turn further southeast. We're going to fly pretty much over Potenza, and then back out from there over the water. It's looking very nice. So the left side, and of course the right side, we just have water and clouds. So Nick has taken a slightly different route. He is off to, I wonder if we can see him. He's off to our left here. Might be just too far away to see. I think we're kind of converging a little bit towards that one waypoint. Well, that's all good. About 4,000 feet to go to the cruise. So I hope your week has all gone well. And you've been enjoying some flight simming. It is a very, very interesting time for the sim. There's a lot of stuff coming. A lot of new aircraft are in the pipeline over the next little while. We've had some interesting freeware aircraft come out already. The A330. I've seen streamers with it, and I know they're flying it. Getting a little bit of turbulence here. I'm going to put the seatbelt sign back on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
So we've had the CRJ released, which is the first of the airliners, third-party airliners to come out. Aerosoft is also working on its Twin Otter. I think it's the DH6C. That's going to be an interesting one. My virtual airline used it up in Scotland, so I may pick it up as well as another airplane to fly for the airline and do some of the smaller airports and up into the islands and stuff around Scotland. That could be a lot of fun. There's also work being done by PMPG to bring over the 737. I think Quality Wings bringing in their 787. Hopefully at some point Majestic will bring in their Q400. So lots of options coming up very soon. I think Nick is now getting ready to pass in front of us. Still don't see him out there. But we're almost up to cruise. We'll have some good visuals. Yeah, he's just ahead of us. Not sure what flight level he's at. Anyway, altitude capture is now flashing. So I think it's a good time to fire up the entertainment system. Got a couple cartoons and a movie for you. So I'm gonna go off mic. I'll be in the chat, in and out. If you want to chat, that's fine. That's where you'll find me. Hope you enjoy the flight. And we'll put you on this side of the aircraft because that's where you get some of the good views of Italy and then down over Greece. So enjoy the flight. We will be back with you for the briefing into the arrival. Henry Lawson, good to see you. How are you today? So as I said, I'll be in chat. Enjoy the flight.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Please look at the feedback for our list of complimentary information. Menus are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, please note that we only accept credit cards.
I still say Manhattan rightfully belongs to my people.
Possibly, but just what do you expect us to do about it?
You have a newspaper. Publish the truth. Have the island vacated immediately.
It's fantastic.
Why, that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Maybe modern science will make you think differently.
I've never heard anything so absurd. You know, from the look in his eyes, I'd almost believed he was in earnest. No, he's just a harmless crank.
You wouldn't want to miss this story, I'm sure. ready for the greatest story of your career.
Come on, Kent. Let's get out of here.
This looks like a job for Superman.
A girl is still down there.
Just as good as ever.
That's right, Clark. Thanks to Superman.
This is Colton. Give me a time check, please.
40110 then, 40111, 40112, 40113.
Okay, I got it. 10-4.
Car 2, code 1305. Proceed to point 7 at once. Roadblock.
10-4.
Emergency, code 1305. Sandwich roadblock, code 1305.
Coulter, point 7. Stop all cars at roadblock. Verified.
I read you. Car 2 and 7. You're on your own, Coulter. 10-4.
10-4. Pull over the side of the road, turn out your lights.
What's wrong, Deputy?
Just pull over the side of the road.
How long we going to be held up?
Pull it over.
I wonder what's wrong, Gramps.
Well, probably something up ahead. I hope he doesn't hold us up too long.
If you leave that crazy car in the middle of the road, you're going to get it banged up.
You're driving too fast, aren't you, lady?
Wake up, Joe. I think our luck's run out.
I'm not sleeping, baby. I'm just too much of a coward to keep my eyes open when you're driving. Dig? You know, you're going to lose your license. Lady, just pull your car over there and turn out your lights. Both of you stand. Hey, you! Get the flares out of my car and light them. They're back of the front seat. Put one over there. And one down there. And turn on my lights.
Roger. 41 Can we go now, Gramps?
No, not yet, honey. I don't know what's on his mind, but he told us to wait here, so there's nothing to do but wait.
Been an accident? Not that I know of.
Some kind of roadblock?
I don't know. The deputy stopped us. Told me put these flares down. Pull your truck behind the pickup. Hear me? Move your truck behind the pickup.
Better do like the man says.
Okay. Never fail. I got a date with a beautiful redhead in Sacramento, and I get held up on a road by some Mickey Mouse cop. No wonder I'm having trouble getting married.
I'm on a grader. I've got to put some blocks beneath the wheels.
Hey, give me a hand, will you?
You were across the middle of the road and coming around the turn. I was only going 65 miles an hour. That's the speed limit.
Lady, the law reads 65 miles an hour within the limits of safety. You are overdriving.
But it's 4 in the morning.
You are overdriving. These curves are dangerous day or night.
Forget it. Don't argue. Now, what'd you do with my cigarette?
What's the trouble here, huh?
This is a roadblock. No cars will proceed beyond this point in either direction.
How long, Pops?
Until I'm instructed to remove the roadblock.
Well, now, isn't that considerate?
Look, baby, don't let it bug you now. It isn't going to last forever.
Look, I like it here.
Well, then we got it made.
Oh, look, you got it made. You won the money, and I won this kooky traffic ticket. You know, this one's going to cost me my license.
Look, baby, how often do you get a chance to make a killing like this? $175,000. I don't let this badge happy cat bug you. I'll buy your ticket back. Look, I'll even buy you his badge.
I put those flares where you said.
All units, confirming 1305. It's a button up. It's a button up. Confirming 1305.
Coulter at point 7. I read you. 1305. Repeat at 1305. 1040.
I think someone's coming now, Sam. Can you make out who it is?
It's a police officer. Guess there's been some kind of accident. Officer, is there an accident? Is that what the flares are for?
Pull your car behind that convertible, please.
Yes, sir. Any idea how long we'll be delayed?
No, just pull your car over there.
Hope it's not too long.
Pull your car over there. Turn out your lights and come up and join the group.
Sure.
All right, group around here. I want to talk to you. I'm Dan Coulter, Deputy Sheriff in Del Oro County. I know it seems strange to be stopped here at 4 o'clock in the morning, but the explanation's coming. First, let's have your name.
My name's Sam Barnes. This is my wife, Karen. We're from Tahoe City. This is Timmy.
Hiya, Timmy. Meet Cheryl Hudson from San Francisco.
Joe Baraggi, North Beach.
Prison.
The name's Al Weston. Look, I got an important day tonight.
How about you, Dad?
Jacob Elliott Saunders. Lived around here all my life. Everybody just calls me Jake.
I wish he'd tell us what this is all about. I'm anxious to leave.
If we missed that plane after all the trouble we had getting reservations.
All right, folks, there's one thing more. It may become necessary for me to... Just a minute, Jake.
Well, I'm going over to the truck to get my granddaughter. I don't think she ought to be over there alone.
All right, is there anybody else in these cars?
I got a kid in the cab of my truck, some hitchhiker I picked up in Reno.
Why didn't he get out of the truck?
Beats me.
We aren't going to be able to leave here for a while, honey.
Gramps, there's something wrong, isn't there?
Well, he hasn't told us yet.
He hasn't told you anything?
Well, everything's going to be all right.
Has he told you anything?
Now, June, honey, everything's going to be all right. I promise you.
Gramps, are you ever going to stop treating me like a child?
I don't mean nothing. Sometimes I think of you that way. I raised you, raised your mother. Maybe I don't want you to grow up.
Oh, Gramps, I do love you.
Hey, you're in the cab. Come on down out of there.
The lady! Grab him!
Hey, you okay?
He dropped his suitcase.
Here, Judy, you all right? For a minute, I thought
No, I'm all right, Gramps. I'm all right.
He's a maniac. See the way he attacked me?
You're lucky he didn't use that knife on you.
So that's what the roadblock was for, stakeout.
Why didn't he tell us?
Maybe he thought you were the one he was looking for.
No, he knew the boy by name.
You okay?
Yes, he never came near me, but you sure had a close call.
You never can tell what you're gonna run into at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm worried about Timmy.
Timmy?
Yes.
Oh, you mean your dog?
Yes, he went right in after that fella.
A regular bloodhound.
Oh, here he comes.
Well, I guess that's that. Come on, Karen, we can go.
Yeah, I guess you can.
Coming, Sam.
Have a nice trip.
Thank you, and you be careful who you pick up next time.
Where are you going?
I'm just gonna go out.
Come on back here.
What for? I'm hip. The roadblock was set up for the kid, and you goofed it. So now you're running around playing wide earth. That's cool, man. But we don't have to play, too.
Who was that guy?
That's the lady. Nice kid. 6 months ago, he killed a young girl.
I remember reading about that. He stabbed that Ramsey girl to death.
For sure, he's responsible for a couple other killings, too.
He's so frightened.
His old man's dying of cancer in the county hospital. Say how sick he is. Know what he did? Writes his old man a letter and tells him not to die till he gets there. Because he wants to watch him suffer.
Wow, that guy was riding next to me with that knife for the last 2 hours.
All units. Situation 1310. Situation 1310. This is not a test. Condition yellow. Air raid. Extreme emergency. All officers take charge. Operation Eager. 1310. Yellow alert. This is not a test.
All right, we're in a state of emergency. This is a yellow alert. An air raid warning.
We're being attacked.
We can't
I tell you, we're being attacked.
How do you know? The man didn't say anything about being attacked.
Don't you understand what a yellow alert is?
Well, what is it?
It means we're in a state of emergency.
I still don't
I tell you, we're under attack. We've got to get to the nearest shelter. There must be one in the city.
Come on, Joe, let's get out of here.
Nobody's going anywhere. That's why I stopped you.
Look, man, can't you get on that thing and ask him what's going on? They'll tell us as soon as they know.
What about Conrad? Maybe they know what's going on.
What's the matter? Can't you find it?
Wait a minute, what are you doing?
Oh, it's right over here near 640.
Crazy, it's busted.
No, it isn't. It's working, baby. I just can't get Conrad with all this crap and interference.
You're wasting your time. There's no regular radio reception in these mountains. There's too many minerals here.
Well, how are we going to know what's happening? They're liable to be attacking any minute.
Get out of those cars! I said get out of those cars! And bring your keys! Now! The radios are no good on this bridge. Only contact is the receiver in my car.
All units. Situation 1310. Condition red. Evacuation. Operation scatter. This is not a test. 1310. Situation red. All highways out of population centers to be cleared for evacuation. Operation scatter. All officers have full authority to deal with local problems.
Did you hear that? They're evacuating the city.
That's right. That's why I stopped you. And you're going to stay here. Every road from every population center is going to be jammed with thousands of automobiles, cars, trucks, buses. Every road jammed.
Wow, baby, do you realize if we'd have kept going, we'd have ran smack into that grabbing mess?
And to stop you from adding to the congestion, my orders are to keep you here.
I can just see what's going on down there. God help the Sunday drivers.
Imagine the panic, all of them trying to run.
What if someone stalls?
As soon as somebody stalls, about 15 cats are going to get out of their cars and they're just going to push them right off the road, man.
But in the meantime, the roads will be backed up for miles.
This means we're not going to get to Mexico City.
This is on a level. Won't be very long before there'll be things flying around a little bit more important than a plane to Mexico City.
I just can't believe it.
Well, you better believe it.
How about that? I could have been driving along the highway and bam, the end of the world. Well, at least I've got some company here.
It's the end of the world.
Could be.
It doesn't seem possible.
That's because people have been talking about it for so long.
What are we going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take it easy and proceed according to plan.
Plans? You got it all worked out, Pop?
It's all worked out.
You got it worked out for a situation like this? 8 people on a mountain road?
That's right.
What do you got in the back of your heap, man? A collapsible bomb shelter?
Attention all control points, all military, all civil defense units. Operation Scatter must not slow down. Traffic stoppages on River Freeway must be cleared. Execute severest measures to control hysteria and keep traffic flowing. Martial law, emphasize martial law.
Sam, I want to go home. I don't want to stay here.
Let's get in the car. Heard the radio. Every road is jammed. Where are you going to go?
I don't know, but I'm going to go someplace.
Crazy, man. You know, I'll bet the cats are still rolling dice at the state line.
How can you talk like that? We're being attacked. The whole country could be destroyed in the next few hours, and all you can do is talk about dice.
This thing is on the level. What do you want me to do? Go out and fight the war myself?
All right, that's enough.
I'm warning all of you. If I have to use force to keep order here, I will. It's not helping matters any but arguing.
Isn't the Dalton grade up ahead?
That's right, it's just up the road.
We're 35 miles from the city. And 25 miles that way is Western Air Defense Command Headquarters. And 15 that way is Ramco.
Ramco?
A missile fuel refinery. But we're in a prime target area. One bomb would... You know what I think? I think you and you and you and me are sitting ducks on ground zero.
Do you mean we're sitting on a target?
Right smack in the bull zone.
Well, let's get out of here. What are you keeping us for if this is ground zero? Where are you going to go? We're safer here than we would be in a city. Lucky I stopped you. Any idea what it's like back there? People get pretty panicky.
I bet they're scratching and fighting their way out.
Here's a plan to control it.
For a man, you talk pretty loud. Joe, where'd I put that fare?
Wait a minute. We don't drink in here.
I can't find it, Joe.
Get out of that car.
Here it is. Okay.
Just stay in the car a minute, baby. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a bar right back down the road.
You're not going anyplace. What's the matter? Can't you hear? I said you're not going anywhere.
Look, man, if the world's coming to an end and me and my chick one ended standing in front of a bar, that's none of your business.
Told you before, and I mean it. I'll use force to keep order.
You ought to take it easy. Who knows how much time we have left? Seems a shame to waste it getting mad at each other.
Wait a minute.
Did you have to hit him?
Look, maybe it's my fault for mentioning ground zero. I was just talking because I ain't no general.
Pretty logical thinking. We all know that first action will be to knock out the country's ability to resist.
First thing will be a white light that'll blind us. Then a hot flame that'll burn out.
Take it easy.
But that's not all. Even the air you breathe will be deadly. Everything you touch will give off radiation. Ever hear of Hiroshima? And you won't hear it. It'll happen suddenly. There'll be no warning.
There'll be some chance, Gramps.
Some of us will make it. We'll make it.
Oh, man, that's a laugh. We'll make it just because you say so, huh? What are you going to do, Pops? Dig 8 foxholes over in the side of that mountain?
Do you realize the radius, the area of destruction from the explosion of one hydrogen bomb? It's too late to run.
People survived Hiroshima. We can survive this. We can't do it with you yelling your head off.
What do you want us to do?
Now you're thinking. What you wanted to do, Coulter?
Empty that truck.
What?
You heard me. All of you. Empty that truck. Get inside, it might protect us.
Gramps, I don't want to be locked up inside of that truck.
Do you realize how long we'll have to stay inside?
It's gonna be about 2 weeks.
That's right, the radiation will be deadly.
You really think we can stand the blast in the truck?
You got a better idea?
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
There's no place to go. Now let's get over there and get that truck unloaded. Better go with him, honey.
Well, what about you?
I'm just gonna stay here and watch you cats work. Go ahead, or he's gonna have us both handcuffed. No, go ahead.
What's the matter?
Well, what am I going to do with the stuff inside? It's worth a lot of money.
So what?
I don't want to go in that truck, Gramps.
Junie, I'll be there with you. You won't be alone.
Do we have to go in that truck?
We have to do what the man says.
I can't stand the thought of being all locked up.
Junie, we got to learn to accept things as they come. Right now, our only chance of surviving is to do what the man says.
I won't be able to stand it, Gramps.
Junie!
I'm not going to go in there.
Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right.
I need my suitcase. I can't leave without my suitcase. Scared?
Maybe. A little.
Don't try to run away. I want to talk to you.
Your face is all scratched. Does it hurt?
No. Where's my suitcase?
Do you know what's happening? We're being attacked. It's a yellow alert. We're going to be bombed.
You had my suitcase. Why didn't you bring it?
Don't you understand? We're all gonna die.
No, they will. But you won't. You were nice to me.
Junie!
My name's June. My name's Clint.
Clint?
That's right, Clint.
June, are you up there?
Don't let him come up here.
He's not after you.
None of them were ever nice to me. You were nice to me.
June, come on down.
What do you want me to do?
June! Junie!
Let me talk to him.
Don't let him come up here.
I'm coming down, Gramps.
Next time, bring my suitcase.
Junie! Where are you?
Gramps, he was there.
Who?
The boy with the knife?
Are you all right? Did he hurt you?
No. He wanted a suitcase.
is an emergency. Put your schooner over there and give us a hand.
An emergency what?
We're in a yellow alert. Subject to attack at any minute.
What do you mean?
Never mind the talk. Give me your keys. Now get over there and help unload that truck. We're going to use it as a bomb shelter.
Say, Junior just ran into that Clint. Where'd he go?
He ran away.
I don't want any of you people wandering off. Get this truck unloaded.
Who's attacking us?
I don't know, but the warning's been coming over his radio.
That means nuclear warfare. Are they sure it's coming here?
Yes, they're sure. They're evacuating the city.
God. Automobiles can't move us fast enough to get us out of the area of destruction. There's no place to run.
No place.
That truck is supposed to protect us from the blast?
Well, he thinks so.
Want to cooperate?
Like this? Either you cooperate and we work together, or you're gonna sit where you are.
Joe, don't fight with him. Honey, I don't want to be alone. Do what he says.
Well, how's it gonna be?
Yeah. Go ahead.
How you doing?
They're unloading the truck. It's just full of goodies. You know, there's a cookie made cut over there, like the one I always wanted.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, don't unload that stuff near the wheels. We're going to have to move the truck. Put them over there.
There it is. See, Joe? Wasn't I right?
You ought to be careful. Look what you did.
Who's going to take inventory?
You've got a lot of valuable merchandise in this truck.
Sam, please don't just stand there.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm talking to you, and don't glare at me.
That's enough.
No, it isn't.
Shut up.
Why don't you pitch in? You'd be surprised how much better you felt if you were busy.
Come on up, honey. This is a real pirate's den. There's all kinds of loot. There are a couple of more coats in here. Latch onto one. You too, Pollyanna.
Hey, man, you got something to open this with?
It's Christmas at Macy's.
Hey, man, you got something to open this with?
Use your hands.
I bought a mink coat for you.
Are you sure it's this?
Like a glove.
A little incongruous, isn't it? A symbol of the joyous celebration of the Savior of man.
I was looking forward to such a happy Christmas this year.
Do you know that one of these big missiles, launched from any place on Earth, can strike a target, pinpoint accuracy in just 75 minutes?
We got the first warning 20 minutes ago.
God rest ye and merry, gentlemen.
Money means nothing when you really interested.
But we've only met, Mr. Weston.
Call me Al.
All right, Al.
What do you want? A diamond tiara? Okay, here's a diamond tiara for you, princess. What else do you want?
How about some caviar?
Sure, there's a case around here somewhere. Caviar. Here we go. Imported, the real thing. That's only the beginning, Karen. Nylons for every hour of the day.
Al, they're size 14.
What's the difference?
Well, what'll I do with all these things?
Put them out on the patio by the swimming pool. Anything you want, it's yours from Al. And no strings attached. I'll give you anything but a tomorrow.
There isn't going to be a tomorrow, is there?
I don't know. I kind of like to think there is.
It's too bad we can't cram everything we'd like to do into this truck.
Yeah. We got food and we got water and...
Yes.
That is a compliment.
But I mean it.
This truck ought to be pretty interesting for the next 14 days.
Yes.
You too hungry? There's some food over here. Pete, how about giving me a hand? 100 proof bourbon. Not bad. You ought to have a drink.
Joe, you're a regular St. Bernard. Well, don't just stand there. Rescue little old Cheryl.
Well, I'm coming, baby.
Crazy.
Well, alcohol kills all germs. So just like that, you have 100 proof sake.
Rock the rock. I'm scared, Joe. I'm scared.
How about that, Jazz? 175,000 bucks. Doesn't that frost you? For the first time, we got independence. No more scamming and hustling, dig? This is it, baby. A free ride to any place we want to go.
Joe, what's gonna happen?
Nothing's gonna happen.
I don't want to die.
You're not gonna die. We're gonna get out of this.
No, we're not.
Didn't I tell you I had a cool feeling? Everything was gonna be groovy when I started the game. Well, everything's worked out up till now, hasn't it?
This is different.
No, it's not. The odds are longer, yeah. But this is a pretty big patch of ground. And I got a good feeling everything's gonna be all right.
I want to believe you.
You gotta believe me, baby.
I do, Joe. I do. I do. I do.
What are you doing now, man?
Said there'd be no drinking here, and I meant it. We're not going to have any junks around here. Now let's get that truck unloaded. We haven't got all night. What's the matter with you? We found some things in the truck that might be useful. Come over here and take a look. Yeah. Anything else? Yes, some cases of food. Yeah. You got enough water? I got a full water bag on the front of a pickup truck.
I got 20 gallons in a tank and back of the cab.
2 cases of canned grapefruit juice over there.
Get awful thirsty in 14 days, we'll have to ration it.
You can get thirsty in 14 minutes if you're scared enough.
What's happening, Pop?
We don't want to be litterbug.
You're kidding.
Oh, we want to keep it clean for the...
If you'd have kept out of the way, I'd have gotten them.
Well, don't just stand there, Wyatt. Go get him.
Are you kidding? Know how to handle a shotgun?
Yeah.
Take this and get up there high enough so you can get a good view all around this area. It's the only way we're going to be able to finish it.
Okay.
If you see him, shoot him.
All fire units. All fire units. All.
Hey, Coulter! There's something coming over on your radio!
Units 19, 20, 35, 126, and 163 to rail marshalling yard. All fire units. All fire units. Officers, shoot all looters. Shoot all looters.
What's going on? Can't make it all out. There's a fire and there's looting.
Yeah.
All units.
If they were to hit the city from here, could we hear it? Could we see it?
Take it easy.
Oh, it won't happen. I don't believe it.
Junie, where did I put the book?
Behind the seat on your side. Can I get it for you, Grant?
No, I'll get it myself.
Joe, I want to thank you for your present. It's just what I wanted.
Oh, wow, baby. That stuff really hit you, didn't it?
No, I feel fine. You know, I'm not worried anymore. Not even a little bit. And I don't want you to worry either.
You got another bottle, baby. Now, I know you didn't get that stoned on what you had in there. Give me that.
No, you don't.
You heard what the cops said.
You're not going to find out.
She's still drinking.
Well, why shouldn't she if it makes it any easier?
He said there was to be no more drinking.
She's not hurting anybody.
She's jeopardizing every one of us. We're going to be penned up in this truck for 2 weeks. And I don't like the idea of spending 14 days with an alcoholic woman.
Have you figured out where you're going to move the truck?
Yeah.
Well, just between you and me, do you think it's going to do any good?
What do you mean?
You know if we're within 200 miles of ground zero, it's no use.
People survived Hiroshima and they didn't have any warning.
Well, that was an old-fashioned atomic bomb. Now, if they use the hydrogen warhead, then what?
In that case, it's over. No truck, no mountain, no nothing. We can't think that way. As long as I wear this badge, it's my duty to protect the lives of the citizens.
And your plan of survival is a truck?
That's right. Sure, I could have sent you to a reception area.
Well, why didn't you?
We'd have never made it.
Honey? Come here. Have a drink? Come on, it's great. Whiskey. Clear and mellow. What's the matter, kid? I'm frightened. Well, who isn't? I'll tell you something, honey. I've been scared since I was 12. You notice what happened when he bought me a mink coat. I'm sorry. You know, Joe, he looks like a hood. He acts like a hood most of the time. But I know him. He's a sweet guy. He's been awful good to me. I love him. You want to know something? He loves me, too. Come on, honey. Bottoms up. That's a girl. It may not be the best tasting stuff, but it'll sure make you feel better.
Are you going to get married?
Joe wanted it first class. A wedding in a big church and all the relatives. Honeymoon on the Amazonian. The Royal Hawaiian Bridal Suite. He just never had enough to make it till now. And now that he's finally got it. You talk pretty weepy for a girl. Here's to love. It's the greatest.
I almost blew your head off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have given you some warning.
You're lucky I'm not trigger happy. The truck loaded, ready to move?
I don't know, Al.
Hey, you look nice in mink.
Peaceful up here.
Sure. That's why I got the shotgun.
Al, would you really shoot him?
If I had to.
Poor boy, he must be frightened to death.
Put your arms around me.
You know what you're doing?
I think I do.
James, you're going to like me.
It really doesn't matter what they'll think.
have you been? Where's your wife?
I don't know. That's where I was looking for her.
Did you find her?
No. No.
See the kid, Clint?
No, I didn't see anything.
Well, where's your wife?
I suppose she'll be back in a minute.
Well, let out a holler. That'll bring her in.
That does it. We got everything in the truck.
Okay. We're gonna move the truck about a quarter of a mile up the road. Some of you can ride in the back of the truck, the rest of you can ride with me. I'll bring my car so I can keep in contact with county. All right, let's go. Go get the driver. What are you waiting for? He's gotta drive the truck. Get going.
I know what you mean.
Al, I don't know how to say this, but it's very important to me.
Say it.
Well, you said you appreciated honesty. I didn't want you to become angry. Well, it's important for me to know how you feel.
Does it really make any difference? Does it?
Yes. It would tomorrow.
Okay, for your tomorrow. Like I said before, any guy worth his salt is gonna appreciate you for what you are. And I dig you.
Oh, Al.
Truck's loaded. We're gonna move. You better come down.
It really doesn't make any difference, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Hurry up! There isn't much time! You three get back of the truck. You can ride with me. Let's go! You two come with me.
Open up, you've got a passenger.
Repeat, 1320. Missiles. Missiles, condition red. Condition red. Missiles. Missiles.
Where's the water bag? It's in the truck. Get it! Pour it out here. Pour the water out. Give me the bag! Are you out of your nut? We need mud to put on the screens in the air vents. It'll act as a filter. Help me! Oh, man, ain't we got a wild idea. Big Daddy and mud pie. Grab a handful!
What are we gonna do? If we're on ground zero, everything for miles around will be burnt beyond recognition.
Well, I've known that all along.
It would make more sense asking forgiveness on the ridge than going through all these survival motions.
Then why stay?
Because Mr. Law's ordered us to.
Well, we'll see about that.
Attention, attention. All medical personnel proceed to shelter immediately. Missiles! 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 Time of arrival, approximately 5 p.m.
Get the truck! This is Colton. Do you read me? Do you hear me?
I'm not gonna go in there.
I won't ask you to.
I'm not going either.
Then let's go.
We'll be in a truck, and this car will be out of operation. 10-4-0.
Right, Dad, 10-4-0.
They went away.
Come in, Seattle. Seattle.
Come on, get in there!
Dear God. What am I gonna do?
Stay inside!
I got to rest a little.
Where are we going?
I heard a gun go off, Graf.
Yeah, never mind about that.
It's been less complicated at Rock Creek.
Oh, you live at Rock Creek?
Right on the Crusher Trail.
Oh, yes, at Crandall Shack.
Yeah.
I remember a spring above here. How you use a drink? No, I'll wait here.
Come in, Seattle. Seattle, come in. RLRP calling WMQQR San Francisco. Come in, Tom. Do you read me?
Bunch of sober people, you're a pretty sober group.
How much time we got?
Who would have thought this truck was going to end up as a bomb shelter?
I'm hot. you hot, Joe? Is it really gonna be like that?
You mean the heat and the blast and the radiation?
Yeah.
Now, how the hell should I?
But, Joe...
Shut up. Will you please?
Peter, I did a lot of thinking while you two were away. You know, about 100 yards from that old shack of yours up in the hills is an abandoned mine.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's there. Very old mine. A lot of shrubbery around the entrance. Used to play there when I was a kid. It goes deep into the side of the mountain. Now, by following the main tunnel, you'll be able to go far enough back in where you'll find an area that should protect you. And you don't have to worry about water, because there's an underground spring.
You really think we'll have a chance there?
You'll be a lot safer there than you will be in that truck. Of course, I don't know what you're going to do about food.
There's some canned food at the cabin. We can take some with us.
Good, good. Well, then, if you hurry, you can make it.
Well, what about the others?
Oh, once they lock that door, they'll never open it again. Colter can only see things his way. He actually believes that they've got a chance in there.
Let's try to get them to go with us.
There's no use. If anybody has a chance, it'll be young folks like you.
Now, that's kind of one-way thinking.
Now, do as I tell you. You're going to be in the same boat that they're in. Now, get moving.
Well, come on, Grant.
Good. Always be prepared.
It's my motto, too.
Now, you two, get in the pickup truck. I got something else to do.
No, I'm not
Junie, now, Junie, I'm not coming with you. I'm going to the top of that mountain. Climb up there and watch it happen. I don't particularly want to be around when this thing's over with. But you two have got to believe that there can be a new beginning. You have much time.
I'll save it till later.
You can't smoke in here.
I said I'd save it till after.
With all this mud packed on the ventilators, we ain't gonna get any air in here.
Well, that's the whole idea. The air's gonna be full of radiation. We want to keep as much of it out of here as possible.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, I don't know about you, but this heat's too much. Sure nobody cares if I make myself more comfortable. Well, look, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be awful close. Sure nobody cares. Look, can't we open the doors just a little bit? Get some fresh air?
Are you out of your nut?
Who knows when this thing is going to go off? We wouldn't have time to shut the doors.
Give me that dog.
What do you mean?
I mean, give me that dog.
What are you going to do with him? You can't open the doors to let him out. The bomb's liable to go off.
That dog's gotta go. We're gonna need every bit of air to breathe ourselves. After a while, we'll be laying on the floor to get fresh air.
But he's just a little dog. He doesn't breathe.
We can't have him here.
No.
Dog's gotta go.
Don't you touch
Give me
him.
that.
Wait a minute.
Won't do you any good to cry. It's all over. In a little while, you'll be thanking me. Get rid of that dog and you'll help an awful lot.
Oh, my God.
You'll be glad we don't have that extra pair of lungs when you're laying here gasping for breath.
Take it easy, Karen.
Shut up. No more talking. Best thing for everybody to do now is just sit down and take it easy. The more you get yourselves worked up, the hotter it's going to get and the harder it's going to be.
Welcome to the group. Didn't know there was anybody in the truck till we heard all the ruckus.
What do you got in there?
All kinds of goodies.
Where'd you come from?
We're the first out.
To the city?
There ain't no city no more. Everybody there's going nuts.
Yeah, the whole warehouse district's on fire.
Bomb?
Are you kidding?
What happened to the law? How come you cats got through?
There ain't no law. Everybody for himself.
We are the law as far as we're concerned.
Well, I'm the law here.
You just go right ahead and be the law. All we want to do is get out of here.
Nobody's stopping you. Get going.
We need gasoline.
Is there any gas in there?
No.
Look, all we need is about 10 gallons to get on the other side of the mountains. Take a look.
It's the truth. We ain't got any. Where do you think you're gonna go?
As far away from here as we can get.
You ain't got a chance, man. That blast is gonna cover an area for miles around, and you ain't gonna run fast enough or far enough to get it.
Why don't you get in the truck with us?
Are you kidding? That flimsy thing will never hold.
Even if the blast doesn't cave it in, the heat will burn it to a crisp.
You're wrong.
Look, man, if we thought we had a chance, we would have fought our way into the subway.
There ain't no chance here at all.
But we got a chance if we get some gas.
All units, take shelter. Take shelter. Missiles coming in. Missiles 3 minutes away. Missiles 3 minutes away.
Now, we got no time to mess around.
Come on, let's get the hell out of here.
There ain't no gas in the bus.
Let's try the cops car. 5 seconds away. Missiles 3 minutes, 50 seconds.
No keys.
Take shelter. Take shelter.
Get him.
You're coming with us. No, you stand here. Come on, move.
Let's go.
shelter. Take shelter. Missile 2 minutes and 25 seconds away. Take shelter. Take shelter. Missile. Missile 2 minutes 10 seconds away. Take shelter. Missile 2 minutes 5 seconds away.
Wait a minute, Clint. Don't run. Come on, Clint, get in the truck. You can't get away. Come on, get in the truck.
Athens radar, very good evening. This is 786 3 Charlie with you at Facility C900.
And 863 Charlie, Athens radar squawk is 7255.
Squawk 7255 or 786 Charlie.
Athens radar, good day. This is 831 Romeo. Passing by level 3, flight clear traffic 361.
This is 831 Romeo, Athens radar squawk 7235.
This is 831 Romeo, booking 7235.
Western 863 Charlie, identified.
Athens radar, Qantas 5556 with you, flight level 350.
Qantas 5556, Athens radar squawk 7262.
Squawk 7262, Qantas 5556.
This is 831 Romeo, identified, climb file over 360.
Clear level 360, what's this 831 Romeo?
Qantas 5556, identified.
Athens radar, good evening, Olympic 583, passing flight level 100.
Olympic 583, Athens radar squawk 7240.
Squawking 7240, Libic 583.
Athens radar, Qantas 2021 with you, flight level 390.
Qantas 2021, Athens radar, squawk 7257.
Squawking 7257, Qantas 2021.
Libic 583, identify, comfort level 240.
Continue climbing level 240, Libic 580.
Qantas 2021 identified.
So we're just going to grab the weather for Lebanon, or Beirut. As you can see, ATC has come up for Athens Center. Nicosia Center is online as well, so we're going to hit them. There's still nothing over Lebanon, so we'll probably be kicked loose as we begin our descent. Just do a check on what the current weather is. Go. So we can see OLBA weather at 1500, so it's about an hour and 10 minutes old. Winds are 290 at 9, so we're still good for the RNAV runway 21. Scattered at 4400, temperature's 18. I don't think that's going to change much. It seems to be pretty stable. Let's move the map over to there, and we will enter in some of the information. So we want our approach mode. So the QNH is 1020, and we'll put that into the standby. Temperature of 18. Oh, a nice day on the coast there. And the winds are 290 at 4. Transition altitude for the approach. It's 13,000 feet. And our decision height on this one, since it's an RNAV, will be 1,200 feet. Airport elevation is about 50.
Airbus 8231 kilo request to leave for about 5 to 8 minutes.
There we go.
Airbus 831 Romeo, let me know when you're back.
So that's entered in, and we are back in cruise on the screen. So at about 120 miles or so, we'll begin our descent. It's a fairly straightforward one. We'll take a look at it now. So we bring up the Navigraph. So we're coming in the Kukla 1 Romeo. We're going to be flying in here. We have to be above 4,000 feet here at BA 416 and above 1,000 feet at BA 417. We're going to use 4,000 feet as our target altitude here. And then the approach itself is an RNAV. It's going to take us from BA 417 at 4,000 feet. We're going to fly down to BA 418 where we have to be at 2,100 feet. And that's going to take us in on a 200 degree heading down to BA 419. And then in on the runway itself here. Runway 21, which is a heading actually.
Kalispera, Agent 42 with you from Iraq, British.
Agent 321, Atlanta, Casper, go ahead.
209 degrees.
Good evening, Agent 42 request to clear destination Athens as filed.
So there's a slight kink we're going to be coming in on that we're going to have to deal with as we come in. But it shouldn't be a big problem. The airport itself, we're coming in here on runway 21. So we're going to be looking at exiting probably at Echo. We'll roll out down to Echo and then taxi.
Radar, Kalispera, Jordanian 72 with
Echo
you and 340 inbound off on.
Mike, and then into the gates here at Juliet. Currently, you can see we're here south of the Island of Rhodes. And shortly, when we get to about this point here, we'll be switching over to Nicosia Control. MFS pilot, hi, how are you doing? How was school today? And Willie, hello. Did someone say Airbus? Yes, we were flying the A320s for this flight. Again, this is the old delivery flight, the old route that they used to fly the Qantas aircraft in the 30s and 40s. So this is day 2 in the morning. So we are heading to Beirut, Lebanon for lunch and aircraft servicing. And of course, next week we will fly the afternoon of day 2, which takes us to our next step.
Agent 321 Athens.
So everything is looking good there.
Agent 321, you quit to Athens, asphalt. Apollo 1 Hotel departure, runway 09, climb flight level 240, squawk 7263.
Clear to Athens by Apollo 1 Hotel, runway use 09er. Initial final flight level 240 and
oh, getting bullied at school there, MFS pilot? Yeah, it happens. I got it too.
Let me know your final isn't 240, but
it will,
260.
It will all pass.
Correct QNH.
Okay, sir, 240, no problem.
Read correct QNH 1013.
1013, QNH at the end for 2.
Yeah, Willie, watch out. Nick has the power. See how that's working there.
Echo Mike. I'm gonna check the note times real quick, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, Roger.
Okay, Streamlabs didn't fall asleep on me. So I can see Nick. I'm behind him because he took that little. He cut the corner there, as opposed to me. Kick him back. Well. Schools don't like it, but at some point you have to stand up for yourself, so I can see Nick ahead of us. Still got a little while to go. I'm gonna I'm gonna stay on the mic for now. That's all good. Willie Canuck, you got a slap on the way in? Oh, is that because of Nick? Yeah, so if you haven't already, if you're watching, please consider liking the channel or liking the stream and subscribing. Every little bit helps, gets the word out, promotes the channel, promotes the streams and videos. As I mentioned, I've been doing a couple CRJ flights, so videos will start coming up next week of my self-imposed 4 training flights around England as I get used to how that aircraft works. And hoping after that I'll be able to start using it on the streams as well. So we will have to see. Just want to
Ryanair 776 Athens.
Check my next frequency is in. Yeah.
Olympic 583 clear direct Tigra.
Direct Tigra, Olympic 583.
Oh, Willie, glad it turned out.
Ryanair 776
He is a interesting guy, and he's done a lot of interesting photo work. So I hope it's a popular one for you. I still owe you that other file. I got to figure out how I want to do it. But I'll try to get that to you over the next few days.
Taxi, holding for Alpha runway 09.
Taxi via Bravo, yeah, holding for runway 09 and Jet 42.
Here Papa Lima Echo Mike, Liquid Lima India Papa Echo Asphalt, Kilo Oscar Romeo 2 Tango departure, runway 02 right, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 7242.
So the weather's holding, looking really nice out here over the eastern Mediterranean.
Kilo Oscar Romeo 2 departure.
Did you get a chance to look through his website and see some of the photos he's taken? Some pretty cool stuff.
Confirm the Kilo Oscar Romeo 2 Tango, runway 03 right. Kilo Oscar Romeo 2 Tango, 02 right, Mike. Okay, so like you have the outdated air there. Your back is correct, QNH 1012.
Alright, so we're 375 miles out.
Athens Center, Ryanair 776.
And at about 120 we'll start our descent.
Ryanair 776, Athens radar, VG5, squawk 7247.
Oh, that should be a good one.
7247, and we had some mic problems earlier, so that's probably why Ryanair 776.
You should try to see if you can get a hold of Max over at Mako Simulations. The guys who have done Manchester and Birmingham airports. It's pretty cool. They got a really active community on their Discords. So below us we've got Cairo Center is up as well. So seem to be getting some good ATC coverage popping up over in the eastern part of Europe and the Middle East here. Although nothing actually out over the Middle East until we get out to Tehran and Iran.
776, just to confirm the squawk code again.
Ryanair 776, squawk 7247.
Yeah, I flew
7247, Ryanair 776.
Obviously I've been the subject of a couple of his photograph stuff with the museum airplanes, and then I actually flew a photo plane for him. We needed
Center, hello, Jet 341 with you at flight level 370.
Series of photos of a chipmunk. I think it was the first one in Canada that ended up coming back to Canada after 50 years, 60 years or whatever it was, and then he did a photo shoot with it, and I flew the plane that the photos were taken from, and it was an interesting process, that type of flying.
Let me know you're back. Wilco, get Jet 341, thank you.
So we're getting close to that line. We should get kicked over to Nicosia Control shortly. Yeah, he's a very nice guy as well. Oh, Max. Yeah. Yeah, he's very friendly and he's very engaged on the chat as well, so.
Center, good day. This is Nordwind 241 inbound on Ruger. Flight level 350.
Nordwind 241,
Alright, well,
radar identified.
We're gonna seatbelts off for now. We seem to have stabilized. Give people time to relax and go to the washroom before we start our descent.
Turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you use the unexpected turbulence.
Introduce who? Max? I just DM him on, No, that's okay, Willie. I DM him on the VATSim, Discord.
Sure, probably Echo Mike, please start approve, face east.
Please start approve face east, Sierra Papa Lima, Echo Mike. Jet 42, call depot runway 09er, ready for departure.
So Tel Aviv control is up.
Again, 321, wind 160, 12 knots, runway 09er, clear for takeoff, full length approved.
So we got a Lufthansa's going to be leaving Beirut, and the two of us going in, and that's about it at the moment.
Qantas 2021, contact Nicosia control on 124.2.
There's the kick over.
Nicosia control on.
Yeah, Willie, I contact him on the Discord. Just send him a direct message. Probably the easiest way to do it.
Qantas 5556, contact Nicosia control on 124.2. Good night.
24.2 for Qantas 5556. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
2021, good afternoon. Identified flight level 390 for direct Kukla.
Sorry, could you spell the next waypoint, please?
Qantas 2021, the waypoint is Kilo Uniform Kilo Lima Alpha.
Ah, Kukla. Okay.
Direct Kukla, Qantas 2021.
Nicosia control, good afternoon. Qantas 5556 with you, flight level 350.
Qantas 5556, good afternoon. Identified flight level 350. Proceed direct Kukla.
Direct Kukla, Qantas 5556. And so we're going to go...
Sorry, 2 Echo November, contact Cairo 127.7, bye.
Right to Kukla. That is going to drop our distance down to 310 miles. So we'll keep that up a bit. And if you remember, Kukla is the entry point into our star that we went over. So about 90 miles from Kukla, we will begin our descent. So that should be pretty good. You can see on the VFR map, Cyprus is starting to come in there. So he's steering us south of Cyprus and cutting off a little bit of the path there. So we've already got our approach information entered in. Weather's not really going to change. Although we could come over and do a quick check on the pad here. 1600. Well, it has changed a little bit. 300 at 3 knots, everything else, and 16 degrees. So go to our performance page. We'll change our temperature to 16 degrees because it's cooling off, and 300 at 3 knots now. I think that was it. Yeah, so slight change, no other significant shifts there, and no weather, as you can see. Weather's all to the north up here. I believe that's over Turkey. And other than that, the weather out there is still looking good. We've still got Nick ahead of us, just barely in sight. You can see his, well, I can see his lights flashing there. Not sure if you can. So it looks like that Lufthansa flight has just left Beirut. I can see him now up on VATSim. So it's all looking very, very nice. A little bit to go. Yeah, there's a little loud outside where the engines are. Let's see if we can get a little bit further away. There we go, we'll get the contrails in the view. I do have the game audio turned down as well, but it's just that pitch that gets to you. Plus that wind sound. No. Kind of prefer being in the cockpit anyway. Fortunately, my coffees from this morning has gone cold. I have to get the flight crew to get me a new one, or my tea rather. There's not a lot of traffic in the area. There's a little bit around Cairo. There's the Lufthansa just left Beirut, heading to Frankfurt, I believe. We got a couple other ones south of us. They're all going to Nairobi. We got one coming out, flying from Russia into Syria. And then there's the two Qantas here heading over to Beirut. You can just make out, just out the front window on the horizon, Cyprus is coming into view.
Anatolia 3 Yankee X-ray, contact Cairo 127.7, bye.
Cairo radar 127.7, bye-bye.
Pretty nice flight so far. My passengers are satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied. Aircraft is handling well, and more importantly, even though we flew through clouds at the beginning, it is not covered in ice, which is always a great thing. So 1658 is our ETA. Now that ETA is generally down to the approach altitude, so roughly 5,000 feet. So you can add about another 10 minutes or so after that. So we're about 50 minutes or so from landing. So it's looking pretty good. There's Cyprus right there. Got that little bit of a mountain ridge on the western side of it, and then there's that long peninsula off to the northeast. Very famous for being disputed between Greece and Turkey. still disputed to this day, I believe.
And Nicosia radar, Qantas 2021, requested descent.
Qantas 2021, descent flight level 210.
Descend to flight level 210, Qantas 2021.
So there's a 152 going to be in the area at Beirut as well.
Qantas 555, what's your Mach number?
Mach 0.78 for Qantas 5556.
Qantas 556, reduce decimal 74.
Alright, we'll adjust down to 74, Qantas 5556. Alright, I'm going to adjust our Mach number down to 7.4. That's going to create a little bit of spacing. Seems to be going down a little early. Just going to check out our distances here. 192. He's not that far ahead. Where's Kolka? We'll give it a little bit, and then we'll start down. Maybe when Kolka is 100 miles out. But again, there's Cyprus all laid out below us. So we're going to be aiming to do, well, roughly 270 on the descent. And about a 15 or 1500 foot per minute vertical speed. We'll see how that works out. I may try a managed. See how that goes. But right now the speed's holding fine.
Nicosia Control, hello, Lufthansa 1309 with you climbing passing level 250 directs Alsus.
Lufthansa 1309, good afternoon, squawk 4222.
4222, Lufthansa 1309.
Yeah, Nick, I see that. I know you were a bit ahead of me, or a bit above me. 1800 feet per minute. Okay.
Direct pass up, Lufthansa 1309, thank you.
I'm going to be starting my descent in probably about 15 miles. So you're about level with me now. So we're getting ready to start our descent. So our radials are set. We'll come in, we'll set the standby to 1228, which is what we're going to get kicked over to when we leave Nicosia's control area. So we'll make sure that is now ready to go. We will put TCAS.
No speed restrictions.
Roger, no speed restrictions for Qantas 5556, and we'd like to commence our descent now.
Qantas 5556, descent flight level 230.
230, Qantas 5556. So we're going to head down to 230. and we will go back up to 7.8. Begin our descent. And we're going to aim initially for 1,500 feet per minute. Try to maintain that 270, and I'm going to bring the throttles back. And we'll go from there. And 270 is our target speed for the descent. And of course, as I mentioned on everyone, Mach number is not an absolute speed. It varies depending on altitude. The lower your altitude, the higher the Mach number is in relation to a, say, knots indicated airspeed. So you've constantly got to watch what that's doing. As you can see, it's already moved from 270 to 280. We've only gone down about 2,000 feet. So you can't leave yourself locked in the Mach, because as you descend, your speed will slowly keep increasing. So we're 80 miles to Coco. I'm going to increase my descent to 1,800. Come back a little bit more on the throttles. You can see the Mach indicator is now up to about 286, and that's just going to keep slowly increasing. So we're going to play with the throttle to keep us in that 270 range. Looking at the approach, there are
Lufthansa 1309 request, leave cockpit 7 minutes.
No speed restrictions.
Lufthansa 1309
Thank you very much.
Other than the standard 250 at 10,000 feet. Which is good. So you can see we're basically heading straight in now to Kukla, which is the beginning of our approach, and then we come in and make the turn. So I'm going to get rid of the VFR map now, because basically we're heading straight to the coast of Lebanon, and then it's a little bit of a right turn with some minor adjustments to get us down to the runway. And given the weather, it's probably going to be a visual approach, as I mentioned. But we'll let the computer fly us in on the nav, and I will manually do the altitude down to the intercept and just hand fly it from that point in. So we're down into the 20,000, so seatbelt sign will come on.
Gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it's time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
So you can see why Cyprus was the launching point for the Crusades, 1,000 years ago. It's not that far from the Middle East.
Descent flight level 170.
Descent United flight level 100, Qantas 2021.
Qantas 2021, flight level 170.
Sorry, 170, Qantas 2021.
So our speed's coming up, so we're going to come back on the throttles. Try to hold that 270. Don't want to get her right back to idle.
Qantas Qantas 556, descent flight level 190.
Flight level 190, Qantas 556. So we can continue our descent to 190. So the air is going to thicken up, and that will help slow us down a little bit as well.
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete each form and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
So we do have a 91 knot tailwind right now, so that is giving us quite a push. To be fair, that explains why Nick went a little bit earlier. I forgot to look at it. But it's all good.
254 readability 5, okay?
Thank you very much, Citizen 254.
So it looks like the little Cessna 152 is up doing circuits in Beirut. Speed's 270 and holding. "43 minutes to arrival." I think we're going to beat that. I think this tailwind has actually pushed us along quite.
Qantas 2021, continue descending on this station, monitor Unicom on this right. Have a nice flight, bye.
Over to Unicom 152.8, Qantas 2021, cheers ATC.
So we will be next in a few minutes as we get pushed over to Unicom. I don't think we can quite make out the coast yet, but I think Lebanon's under all that clouds there. It's 20,000 feet. We'll set our speed now to set it to 270. We don't want to encroach too much on Nick there.
Qantas 556, calling in descending on discretion, monitor Unicom 1 left, my leg. Have a nice flight, bye.
122.8 for Qantas 556. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Alright, so we're going to set our altitude to 4,000. That's going to be our point we want to reach by the time we hit the initial approach fix point on the arrival. We're going to keep that speed of 70 or 270 going. So we are now 27 miles from Kukla. Now 112.6 is the VOR on the field, so we're going to come down to our RadNav page, and we're going to put 112.6 in here. 0.6, we'll put it on VOR 1. And the final course for the runway is 209. And I'm going to turn on VOR1, and you can see we're now 65 miles away from it. That gives me a nice status of where we are. A little bit of weather, but we should be able to slip under it. So from Kukla to BA 416, it is 36 miles. And then there's a little extra 5 miles to 417, and that's when we make the right turn to start in for the runway. Speed is creeping up. So we get the speed brakes out. Get that speed back.
And Beirut traffic, Qantas 2021 overhead Kukla for the Kukla 1 Romeo arrival for the RNAV 21.
Alright, so he's only 10 miles ahead of us, so I'm going to slow down now to 250. Get a few more miles in there. Let's go to 40 miles on the range. Wind's died down to 56 knots, but it's still a pretty strong tailwind. So 152 is still out there doing circuits by the looks of it. So we'll go over to our pressure here, which was 1020. Oop. And we'll get that on the standby as well. Oh, already put it in. 11,000 feet. We're back to 250 knots. Missed approach procedure. Turn right heading 230, climb 2,000, and it's directed. Okay. So we will set that to 2,000 after the intercept, which is at 2,100. Beirut traffic. Qantas 5556 is over Kukla at flight level 105. Inbound on the Kukla 1 Romeo arrival for runway 21 Beirut. It's 10,000 feet. Landing lights come on. Strobe lights are on. Taxi light will come on. No landing systems required. It is the RNAV, and it's going to be pretty much a visual approach. Looks like we got some rain under these clouds.
Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
So I'm going to
all Wi-Fi related
put the throttles back up into managed mode. The aircraft control them from now on. I don't foresee an issue with reaching our altitude in time. Definitely got some rain coming up. You can see it under the, I mean, look at that effect there under the clouds. It is really, really good. Outside temperature is 8 degrees, 9 degrees. We're not going to need anti-ice going through the water here. That temperature will come up and will be well above 10 degrees. You can see Nick there. He's through the rain, some of the rain. 7,000 feet, 3,000 to go. Bring the speed back to 240. (2,000 feet to go). Fuel is checked, gear is up, and flaps are up. Speed brake is at 3/4. 5,000 feet will bring the speed brake in. In fact, we'll bring it in now. We don't have far to go. And we are, let's put it in managed. Open descent. Let her bring us down now the final 1,000 feet on its own. We're 26 miles from the airport. It's 4,000 feet coming up. When we pass over BA 416, I will go into managed mode. There's the rain. Bring our speeds back to 210. And then at 417, I will bring us down to flaps 1, which will give us about a 180. And then we'll use that for the descent down to 2,100 feet. And it should give Nick enough time to get in. And then off the runway. Again, it's going to be a right-hand departure, probably at Echo. So that's halfway down, 6,000 feet. So we're going to set a auto brake low. I'm not going to arm the speed brakes yet because we may need them still. I'll go back to 20. I'm going to turn on the terrain radar just to clear the weather. And there's the coast of Lebanon under the rather dark clouds here. I'm not sure why we're going to BA 418 right now. Don't want that. Should be going to 416, but it's in line with 417, so we'll go to 417. Put that back in nav mode. There we go. Don't know why it started heading off to 418. Well, I know why. It's because it's the sim, and it tends to do things like that. Alright, so 416 is coming up, so 5 miles from 417 we'll start to slow down. See the clouds we're coming into here. It's very cloudy and rainy off the coast of Lebanon today. Alright, 6 miles. And we're in approach mode. We've passed the desal point. 210 knots. Aircraft is now slowing. Alright, so we're now heading for 417. What did it say the clouds were at here? Few at 400 feet. Ah, great. Alright, there's our turn. So flaps 1. And we're going down to 2100. On the open descent. There's going to be a 3-degree down, so we'll set it on the FPA. We'll see how this works. Although we are coming out of the clouds now, so we may be doing this visually. There's Beirut. Of course, this is where they had that explosion a little while ago. $11 miles out. Going to flaps 2. Now that little Cessna is out there. I'm not hearing him announcing his patterns. So at 4.3 miles to 419, that's when we want to start our descent. There's our turn. So 4 points on 1 mile. We're going to start our descent. Beirut traffic, Qantas 5556 is established on final runway 21, 7.5 miles out. And down we go. No. Alright. We'll hand fly. That's fine. So, gear down. I'll figure out this RNAV stuff one of these days. So, ground spoilers can come up. Cabin crew notified. Put that back in normal mode. Flaps 3, gear down.
Beirut traffic, Qantas 2021, runway vacated.
Here with the airport in sight. Looks like Nick's getting off on Echo as well. Flaps full. And we are high, so let's get the nose down. A little bit of a wind coming in from the right, not too bad.
Minimum
Landing. 1,000 feet to go. Still high, but we got a increased sink rate here. 500. 1 red. 2 reds. We'll decrease our rate so we can make the touchdown zone. 200. And we're down. Reversers to green. Track to center line. And 80 knots. 60 knots. Reversers off. Yeah. Now we're going down to Charlie. And auto brakes are off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 1:10 p.m. and it's currently about 16 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary.
All right, welcome to Beirut.
Continuation of your journey.
Get the lights off, strobes off. Get the APU up and going. Weather radar can come off, PWS can come off, transponder will come off. There's Nick, and we're going up to Alpha. And we're going to take Alpha up to Echo, and then Echo into Mike. And then we're going to park at the terminal. Don't know if the 172 is still here. Nope, but there's another DHL going to be leaving from here. And there's another airliner coming in. So it's not too bad. It was an interesting arrival. Watch the speed, 20 knots. So this is runway 3402 that we're crossing. And now we're coming up to runway 3517, which we are also going to cross. Turn off the flight directors. So the APU is available, so we'll turn the APU on. So here is, well, Echo or Mike, however they've labeled it here. Taxi up past the building here, and then the terminal will be on our right. There we are. We are going to come and stick to the outside. We'll take the next gate. Alright, so taxi light will come off. Turn in. Oh, Nick's a 319 today. Interesting. The joys of model matching. We're good there. This parking brake is on. Let's see if they will bring up the jetway. Excellent. Here it comes. So, parking brakes are set. Thrust levers are in idle. Ground contact has been established. Ground operations are underway. Electrical power. Is established. AP bleed will come off. APU will come off. Engine masters 1 and 2 are in the off position. Exterior lights. After we close the book, the logbook is off. Anti-ice not required. Passenger signs are now both off. Probe heats will come off. Are you there? Yeah, you're there. Flight directors are off. Everything else is off. Fuel pumps will come off. Beacon lights are off. ADIRS will stay on. Panel lights will stay on. Avionics are fine. APU and batteries. Well, folks, that's our third leg of this tour done. We are now in Beirut, Lebanon. Hope you enjoyed the flight. And we will catch you next week for the afternoon trip of our day 2. See you next time. Bye for now.